Week 11 is a blast, and we start off with a matchup tonight down in the greater 512 area as the Hutto Hippos take on the Pflugerville Weiss Wolves. This one in District 12 6A. Very interesting here for one specific reason, and it's a reason I wasn't expecting to say, but it's because Pflugerville Weiss lost last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hutto still, I do not think, can win the district championship. Colleen Harker Heights and really Hewitt Midway, I think. So this will be, if Hutto can win this one and pull it out, then that would create some district craziness in a tie. At that point, Hewitt Midway would probably win the district championship, and then there might be a three-way tie for second.
Mm-hmm.
So craziness, but Weiss lost to Midway in a bad fashion last week, 41-17, which took everybody by surprise, because we've been talking about all year how Weiss was that team that took everybody by surprise in a good way. I mean, before then, they were 8-0 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they are cruising, like there is not a person that can stop them, and then there you go. There's Midway coming out with that. So Midway obviously having the tie over Weiss, also beating the rest of those teams. So if Hutto could pull this one out, that district could suddenly go from a pretty clean scape to getting really interesting really, really quick.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I think this Pflugerville Weiss's defense has been pretty good most of the year this year. I'm excited to see how they're going to handle Texas Tech quarterback Will Hammond, because he's been on fire this year.
Yeah, very, very, very excited to see that, and excited to get eyes. I always love watching Chad Tutu play on the offensive line. Like, I love that Weiss front. So interested to see how the Hutto defensive line handles that, and especially the really good running attack by Pflugerville Weiss. So things could get very interesting. Tommy Yarish and Zach Davis on the call for that one. If you miss it, we will have a full game recap on Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight tomorrow night. Sticking with our Thursday slate, how about this one? Tasty up here in the DFW.
Yes.
A battle for District 3 in 6A. Coach Ray Gates and his North Crowley Panthers hosting, they share a stadium, but they're the home team. The Carlos Lynn and his Crowley Eagles. North Crowley, a team last year under Ray Gates that went 10-0 in the regular season. They're trying to make that back-to-back. They were a surprise last year under first-year head coach Ray Gates. Now they've had their target on their back. On the opposite side of that, now you have Carlos Lynn coming in his first year, and what a job he has done to turn around this Crowley program. So this one, very, very enticing. Excited to see that one go down. The host of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight, we're taking him away from the desk and putting him in the booth. Nick Laupius will be on the call for this one, and then he'll be back on the desk tomorrow to break all this down. So if you're looking for that, 7 o'clock tonight from Crowley's beautiful multipurpose stadium.
I'm excited for this game. I would have been more excited if Crowley wouldn't have dropped the last two.
I know.
They're still a really fun team to watch. I actually got to see them play Mansfield Summit. Their quarterback's name is Caleb Williams. He threw 5 touchdowns in that game. So I was like, Heisman watch there.
Light work.
But they've
Heisman watch.
Yeah. But this is a really fun matchup. I really do enjoy this one, and this will, of course, be for the district title there.
Well, and it's cool too, because when's the last time we've seen a Crowley versus North Crowley game that had like
meaning to it?
Right,
yeah, exactly.
So very excited to see how District 3 and 6A shapes out there. Let's matriculate over to our Friday night games. We're sticking in the DFW, a sneaky good game here as the third-ranked Anna Coyotes take on the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs. This one, District 8 4AD1, and straight up district championship on the line here. Anna has obviously looked outstanding with what they've done this year. I mean, there's been no reason to doubt them, but Sulphur Springs, a very surprising, they have not been beaten, right?
No, they have, they're undefeated, I think. They've got 1 loss on the year, and they're undefeated in district play. So, again, this will be for the district title, but they did lose 1.
To Coach Cluley and his Mount Pleasant Tigers.
Correct.
That was a huge win for them back in week 2 of the season. But, yeah, and this one's funny, too, because we didn't expect Sulphur Springs to be at this point. I mean, that is a crazy district between Anna, Paris, Kaufman has been really good in the past couple of years. Sulphur Springs was always that team that was more or less fighting for the 4th place.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I feel like Brandon Faircloth took over the program. I think it was last year or maybe the year before. He just completely reshaped the look of that program, and now you can pretty much count on them to be in the district title game.
Yeah. Faircloth took over last year because they were 0-10 before he got there, and then went 7-4. And then, but man, talk about a quarterback to keep an eye out on. Talk about two quarterbacks to keep an eye out on. But Brady Driver from Sulphur Springs has been the heart and soul of that offensive so far. So I think that whoever's defense can figure out a way to get a stop, that one might decide this. But very excited to see that. This one being called by James Tritley and Alex Weister, the superstars out of the DFW branch of Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Moving on now, we talked North Texas. Let's head out east in one that we have circled every single year. This one will be played in Tyler as the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, the 8th-ranked team in 4A Division I, take on the 4th-ranked Bulldogs of Kilgore, this out of District 9 4A D1, and another one where all the marbles are on the table for the district championship there. Chapel Hill, last week, dropped to Lindale. That was a jarring loss. Chapel Hill is a very good team. They are full of superstars, but Lindale came out with a game plan against them that they just could not stop. This one is interesting in the fact that Kilgore is big and Kilgore is physical. Chapel Hill, over the past couple of years, honestly, has really struggled when they have to really dig down to the lines and try and buckle up against a really just physical, hard-hitting team. So interesting to see how this works. But for Kilgore's side of it, they're going to have to try and stop Demetrius Brisbane. They're going to have to try to stop Ricky Stewart. So I really think that this one for Tyler Chapel Hill comes down to how well do the lines play. And then
you're absolutely right.
For Kilgore, how well can their defense eliminate the explosive plays from those two guys?
Right in the run game as well.
So there you go. For District 9 4A Division 1, we will see who is able to pull out that one. Here's one that might make you raise your eyebrow a little bit. Why are we spotlighting Waco University? Guys, they have a chance to break some records. Absolutely break some records. Let me see. I definitely had this written down the other day, and let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Waco U hasn't had a winning record since 2009. They haven't won 8 games in a season since 2002. They haven't, since 2014, they've had 5 winless seasons, 0 wins since 2014. That's in the past decade. They haven't won a share of the district title since before we were both born in 1996. They haven't won an outright district title since 1956. Waco U has the opportunity to shatter almost every single one of those records if they can beat Belton. Insane. Absolutely insane. 5 winless seasons since 2014, and here they are competing for a share of the district championship. Well, so cool.
Well, and here's the thing, too. They're only like a couple of plays away from being undefeated on the season because their only 2 losses come from Fort Worth Arlington Heights, and they lost by 1. And then Pflugerville when they lost by 4. So only a couple of plays away from literally being undefeated on the season. So this matchup is very, very tasty. I am so pumped that we have it on Texan Live.
Yeah, and that's just, like, again, this is one of those Week 11 things that you look at and you say, what is this doing?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Hang on here.
Hang on. Hear me out. Here's another one of the games. We're going to head down to the greater Houston area now, and this one, a little bit of a head-scratcher as well. Coming out of District 12 4A D1, Needville, the Blue Jays, taking on a second-year program in the Iowa Colony Pioneers, and how about that? IC ranked number 5 in 4A Division 1, and who would have thought when we're sitting here looking at District 12 in 4A Division 1 that we would be talking about an Iowa Colony team in their second year as a program that is sitting at a 9-0 record. I mean, that district alone, when realignment came out, we went, oh no, the new guys. that stinks. You're getting put in with Needville, with Bay City, with the Rice
yep.
Birds of El Campo. You're sitting there going, oh, man, the UIL did not do them any favors. What Coach Ray Garza has done with the Pioneer program to get them up to this point in just their second year, where they're not only trying to secure a district championship, they're trying to have an undefeated regular season heading into the playoffs, undisputed number one team in 12-4A Division I. Absolutely insane. This one has my interest in every single level, and we cannot wait to watch it play out on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
Well, we got to see a practice earlier on in the summer.
We did. All of
Iowa
our
Colony.
bumps are basically sponsored by Iowa
all of our
Colony.
bumps are. It's a great week to have them on Texan Live.
No kidding. Sticking in the Houston. Why did I say DFW? My brain is broken. We go to Conroe Oak Ridge as they take on the Wildcats of Willis, the 15th ranked program in 6A. And this one is interesting because there's three. This district is kind of crazy, but the top of the district is Willis, 9-0, 7-0 in district play. The Woodlands, who lost to Willis last week after a crazy rain delay and lightning delay. That game was supposed to be a Thursday night spotlight game for us last week. Got moved to Saturday, in which the Wildcats of Willis went to the Woodlands and beat them a 60-52, a crazy high-scoring affair.
We knew that was gonna happen,
The quarterback matchup between Mayberry Matower and DJ Lagway it lived up to the hype of what we were hoping for. But very excited to watch this one because Conroe Oak Ridge, another program that is right there in the thick of that. So Willis obviously has the win over the Woodlands. If Willis can take down Conroe Oak Ridge, they will be the outright district champion. If Conroe Oak Ridge was to win, then there would be a three-way tie then at that point for the share of the 13 6A district title because Conroe Oak Ridge lost to the Woodlands in the first week of district play 55-26. So all over the place we could go with an outright district champion.
I love that.
We could go, it would literally be Willis, the Woodlands, or Conroe Oak Ridge, or we're going to have absolute chaos for those first three. Now, obviously, it depends on the seeding, too, with the enrollment numbers there, because we are talking 6A. For those of you who are just joining us, 6A does split into two divisions come the playoff time, but seeding playing another huge portion there. And finally, another district that we've kept our eye on all year long that just continues to go back and forth. It is 21-6A as the 9th-ranked Summer Creek Bulldogs take on the 11th-ranked Atascocita Eagles. It's the district that everyone talks about with these two, with
CE
King, with North Shore. The granddaddy of them all was last week. When Atascocita and North Shore played. North Shore now our number one team in 6A after Duncanville spit the bit against DeSoto. But what last week answered to us was just how good North Shore is because they went out there and, I mean, they dominated Atascocita the whole time. But that also then makes this game very interesting. There's no real playoff implications here. It's just for bragging rights. But it's always a fun one. And who do we have on the call for that one? That one will be
Patine, correct?
Yes, Patine Delgado, our guy. He'll be down there at, from Turner Stadium in Humble, Texas, 7:00 p.m. But there you go, our Week 11 spotlight games for Dave Campbell's Texas football tonight. We hope that you will join us. You can stream that for free. Guess what? You're going to be able to stream that for free throughout the entirety of the playoffs. But if you haven't yet, come check it out before playoff coverage ramps up. And back by unpopular demand, me. I'll be hopping on the desk.
No way!
With Nick Laupius and Ishmael Johnson. We're rolling three-man crew. And so, yeah. Oh. And the reason behind that is usually I'm behind the scenes EPing the show. Mallory Hartley is stepping into the hot seat. Are you excited? Are you excited to do this? It's a lot, but it's fun.
I'm very excited.
Good.
I really have enjoyed putting this show together this week, choosing the spotlight games. And, I love, how much I love looking at players on teams and stuff. So I got to pick the players that we want to spotlight and make graphics for. And it's been fun so far. Ask me again tomorrow night at 10, and I might have a different answer for you. But no, I'm very excited to step into your role, and I'm more excited for you to make your debut on Texas Football Tonight. So please, if you have not tuned in yet, tomorrow night at 7:30, tune into Texas Football Tonight, where we will give you live game coverage of 6 really fantastic games, maybe even more if those games aren't fantastic. And then you also get to see your favorite pickle. Maybe not your favorite pickle.
That's fair. I should not, out of the rankings of pickles, I should not be number one. I can
maybe your
guarantee
second
you
favorite
that.
pickle if LP is your first choice there.
I was
maybe
thinking
Jake.
Trish. I
or
think Trish is the best
Are you the
one.
last ranking pickle?
Probably.
I'm the last ranking Hartley, so you can.
That is also true.
We can bond in that
Todd.
sense. But correct. Again, tomorrow night, 7:30. You can stream it live on TexanLive.com for free.